maybe they made Elio for $150 million, but then they made it again. No. They made it again for another $150 million. So that's where the $300 million is coming from.
Isn't it World of Real that broke that and the Hollywood Trades came after? I think it's Ruami is the guy who does that one. The Hollywood Trades came after him, man. And I'm looking at it and going, guys, logically, you can't be right. And I'm now leaning even more towards him.
This is Pixar without Lasseter right here. This is what you're looking at. And remember, all of these production budgets that you're seeing on this list, many of them, if not all of them, are wholly inaccurate. Again, we know Lightyear cost a lot more because they had to do a lot of rework. Elemental, we're not entirely sure about, although I don't remember if there was a ton of rework on that. That one might be accurate. Wish was a mess, but that may be a Strange World, a mess. Elio, obviously we know that budget was not that case. And there are still people out there on X and some of the trades that are incorrectly reporting. And again, not really, let me back that up. They're right and they're wrong. Remember, budget does not equal cost. Saying that the movie had a $150 million budget in the case of Elio was probably very well what Disney did greenlight 5 years ago, whenever the hell this movie was greenlit. But then they blew that budget harshly. Really, in the last 18 months, it doubled because they had to, they made the movie probably for maybe they made Elio for $150 million, but then they made it again. No. They made it again for another $150 million. So that's where the $300 million is coming from.
Isn't it World of Real that broke that and the Hollywood Trades came after? I think it's Ruami is the guy who does that one. The Hollywood Trades came after him, man. And I'm looking at it and going, guys, logically, you can't be right. And I'm now leaning even more towards him.
That's right. And that's why I looked at it, because, look, and World of Real has broken a lot of stories over time. To say that Disney somehow, and again, if you're telling me that $150 million is what Disney spent on this movie in total after doing the whole thing twice over, then you're a liar or you're an idiot, one of the two. But it damn sure didn't happen with $150 million. Not when this movie was greenlit, probably not long after COVID. Right?
And delayed a year for more production.
Delayed an entire year. All the holding costs, the additional millions of dollars of holding costs and interest costs for doing that. What Disney animated or Pixar movie has come out in the last 10 years that has been less than $150 million? Not one of them that I'm aware of. Not a single one of them.
That's a big issue, yeah.
Yeah, so you can't sit here and tell me that they made this movie twice over from start to finish, because they had trailers for it. It was ready to go. And then it died
I mean, it has to be. Like, there are going to be those people who say, oh, come on, it's the same character models, da-da-da-da. Like, no. You can go watch the trailer from 2020.
You have to reanimate everything. When you change the story that much, you have to get all the voice actors back. They had a new writer. They had a new director. They had a whole new script they brought in. They had to reanimate everything, re-voice act almost everything.
And to do what they did. Valiant, they looked at what they had, and they said, gosh darn it, we can't release that. We got to fix this. And they spent $150 million more to fix it, so that they could get $21 million in the opening weekend. So bravo.
Yeah.
That's because they're idiots.
You fixed it, baby.
And they think they're John Lasseter, and they think they can do what he did. And no, John actually had a vision. He knew he could see something and go, okay, no, this isn't right. We need to fix that, because he knew it was wrong, right? Like, they just knew it wasn't working, but they didn't know what to do to fix it, right? Like, that's the problem. So their idea to fix it is just throw more money at it. Right. Like, that's the problem here. And that's not how this should work. That is a once in a lifetime shot where you get a Toy Story 2 situation or something like that, because the proof is in the pudding. Any other time they've tried doing this, The Good Dinosaur, anything else, it has not worked. Instead of just taking the losses, cutting your losses, and going with throwing it straight on Disney Plus and burying it somewhere else and just being embarrassed by it. No, they threw more money at it, expecting it to do something it wasn't. Just like Wish and every other thing they've done in the last few years. Guess what, guys? That's not going to work. This is how Hollywood used to do things. You'd see, and this is exactly what James Gunn was talking about, even though a lot of us haven't been giving it enough attention. And that is when he was saying that Hollywood goes, especially Disney and Marvel specifically, go into these things with a release date and no script. It's like, how can you go in with no screenplay, script, or anything, any plan of whatsoever? This is what happens. This is what happens.
The Kevin Feige method.
I'll tell you how bad this is. If in 2024, when they looked at it and said, it's not good enough, if they had just said, well, screw it, we're just going to eat the whole thing. We're never going to release it. No Disney Plus. We're just going to we're going to hit the delete button and we're done with it. 150 gone. That would have been financially better than doing what they did.
Yep.
They're
just burying it on Disney Plus, like I said.
They spent an extra $250,000 since then. Because at that point, they hadn't dropped $100 million into global marketing. This is a movie that cost Disney another $400 million between production and marketing. It's going to need $800 million at the box office to break even because Disney Plus doesn't make any money. Disney Plus is still in the hole. That's why they hide it behind Hulu. We keep reminding people of this.
And that's exactly why I was saying to Pro's point is like, better yet than just, cutting it and hiding it, throw it on Disney Plus because then you can at least say it went up as a loss.
Yeah,
right. Because then you can write it off later. Yeah.
You wouldn't spend all the extra money to reshoot it. You wouldn't spend all the extra money. You wouldn't spend $100 million in theatrical money to go ahead
advertising
and
outside of Disney Plus advertising.
You could have done a little bit of advertising for it, something. Or here's the thing, if you had gone ahead with it as originally, it's not that good, but we can't reshoot the whole thing again. Put it in the theaters. Would the results have been any worse than they are now? Probably not.
No.
Arguably,
less competition
might have been a chance. Yeah, might have been a chance it would have done better because there was. What
they thought they were going to do, what they envisioned was Toy Story 2. Because you guys remember the story on Toy Story 2.
That's what I'm getting at. That's exactly what I'm getting at. And this is what they've been doing lately. They think, we'll do the John Lasseter thing. It's like, no, that was a one-time thing that worked. Like I remind people, look at The Good Dinosaur. John even thought he could do it again with that, and it didn't work. Right. He should have known then that that was the one mistake that I will put on Lasseter's shoulders. Like, you should have known that thing wasn't going to work.
Well, you should
just
listen,
cut and dry. Like the Newt one they did about the lizard. They cut that one too.
I don't know which lizard you're talking about. Durango? That was Disney.
No. It was called Newt. You guys don't remember this one?
Yes,
the Pixar film that. He just said, nope, we're done. We're not going to spend any more. They had already spent, I think, 40, 50 or more $1 million just in pre-production shit. And they're like, nope, we're done. We're not going to do it because it wasn't working. And they should have done the same thing here. And they're not doing that lately. Instead, they're trying to play this game. Like you said, the Toy Story 2 game thinking, we can just fix it. It's like, no, the reason Toy Story 2 worked is because Lasseter looked at this and said, you know what? There's a better movie here than what we're making. And that is where things got changed around. That's not what you're seeing in this Elio film. It's not like somebody said, we're missing something here and this movie needs this and then it will work. No, this movie just wasn't working, period, is what I'm hearing. And then they went and redid it again and now it's not working again. So that means the concept from the start wasn't working.
The other problem they have is scheduling. So they released this a month after Lilo and Stitch. Both movies are about a weird kid, possibly on the spectrum, who has lost both parents in an unnamed accident and is being raised by an aunt who feels she's been put upon and is trying to win in a career.
And they learn how to behave through the alien, I bet. Too.
That's right. It's the only difference is an alien comes to Earth in one of them, and the kid goes to the aliens in the other. It's a huge
exchange program.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's really it doesn't work the same way, right? And that's a big part of it. But Disney kind of gets stubborn. They don't want to admit when things don't work. Make sure you're subscribed to Valiant Renegade and join us every Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern for the live show.